You ever notice how almost every landlord tool promises to save you time, but somehow eats up more of it? That's been my experience again and again, so I decided to test TurboTenant just to see if this platform actually gives landlords an edge or if it's just another time sink in disguise. And what I found wasn't what I expected, and it might just change the way you manage your rentals. Okay, so before I ever let this property management software handle anything as personal as my tenant screening or rent payments, I went digging through the TurboTenant reviews and user experiences. Not just the shiny 5-star love letters, but like the real dirt of it. The 1-star rants and frustrations. Because, let's be honest, that's usually where the biggest, most important, most damaging red flags will pop up. The warnings. And sure enough, I came across one landlord here who was fuming, saying that he couldn't stand the constant ads popping up even before properly using the platform. He slapped a 1-star review on it for that alone. And honestly, that's a fair frustration. No one wants a landlord app that feels like just a public billboard, but from what I've personally seen, these ad placements are more like soft reminders of optional paid upgrades than anything truly blocking the experience. And when I dug deeper, I found many happy landlords sharing their experiences with TurboTenant property management tool, and having ads there is part of the experience along the way. There's this landlord who shared how his software made both him and his tenants happy, especially because on-time payments get reported to the credit bureaus, so that helps tenants build up their credit, and that helps keep them motivated to pay on time. The landlord also loved the paid plans, unlimited e-sign documents, so no more mailing around leases, which can definitely be a nightmare. Another user said that TurboTenant was perfect for first-time landlords. He liked how it streamlined the rent flow so that he didn't have to chase tenants every month to try to figure out where they were. I can relate to that. I tested another landlord software before, and half of them felt like I needed a degree to run them, but TurboTenant is the opposite of that. It's organized, simple, and the mobile app is easy enough for even a brand new landlord. Then there's this landlord who flat out said that it made rent collection, leases, and basically the entire pile of documents less of a hassle. He liked the constant updates that TurboTenant pushes for landlord info, which he felt kept him ahead of the curve. So you'll definitely find a few people complaining about ads, or maybe a TurboTenant review complaining about some occasional glitch, but with the platform rated around 4.6 out of 5 stars, I'd say the positive stories far outweigh the random complaints here. Alright, so what makes TurboTenant actually stand out from the rest of the software, from the rest of the pack? Once you're in, you'll immediately notice that TurboTenant is more of an all-in-one property management suite, from finding new tenants to collecting rent and managing maintenance and everything in between. TurboTenant basically helps you self-manage rentals as a whole easily. One of my favorite features is their maintenance system. As someone who hates hunting down contractors, TurboTenant partners with Thumbtack to basically help you line up local professionals. So you need something even more hands-off, you can tap into Maintenance Plus with Lula to automate your entire repair workflow from the moment a tenant reports an issue to when it gets closed out. I thought that was huge because repairs are like the biggest headache in the game, and this feature slices that pain in half, if not more. Also, adding your first property is a breeze. I did mine in less than 10 minutes. You just go to your TurboTenant Rentals dashboard, follow the TurboTenant application and listing prompts, so whether on the web or you could do it right on your phone, and from there, TurboTenant automatically pushes your listing to places like Zillow, Realtor, and Apartments.com, though some competitors like RentReady also offers syndication, but it doesn't push out as wide without a bunch of extra integrations. So that means with TurboTenant app, you get more eyeballs with less hassle. All right, there's also the access management feature I want to talk about, which I think is brilliant if you work with partners or assistants. I tried it with my property manager so he could handle tenant screenings and rent collection while I still had full oversight. So unlike other platforms that feel like kind of a black box once you just hand off duties. TurboTenant keeps you basically in the loop of all the work that's going on without micromanaging and without restricting people from doing what they need to do. So creating a lease is simple too. TurboTenant helps you build a lease profile, add your tenants, fill in rental details, and shoot it out for digital signatures. I don't know about you, but I'm done stuffing paper leases into folders. TurboTenant basically just killed that for me. And when it comes to rent payments, TurboTenant doesn't just handle secure transactions. It gives you a simple view of every payment coming in or going out. I even liked the reminders built into the platform, so no more sticky notes all over my fridge. Other alternatives to TurboTenant app do handle payments too, but you have to dig through more menus to get the same clarity that TurboTenant shows in one clean dashboard. Another feature I use constantly is their document manager. All of my leases, condition reports, and repair invoices live in one secure place now. Before, I had pretty much just random PDFs saved on my laptop, and even a few stuck in some old emails. Everything now lives under one roof, which honestly makes tax time way less of a headache and finding things that I need to find. If you belong to a rental housing association, TurboTenant lets you plug in your membership, so you can use their forms and templates. No more trying to figure out which lease clauses apply in your state. It keeps you compliant without having to constantly Google state-specific laws. All of these features make TurboTenant an absolute power tool for any landlord who wants to stay small and nimble without sacrificing professionalism. It's not perfect, but it sure feels close. So, what would be the catch here? Well, if I'm nitpicking, it's that TurboTenant might actually give you too much flexibility. It lets you run things completely your own way, which means if you don't set up some rules for yourself, you can slip into being too hands-off or, messing with some settings. That's not really TurboTenant's fault though. It's more like a side effect of a tool that tries to stay out of your way and let you do everything with the platform. But once you get a workflow down and you get everything attached, it runs smoothly. And honestly, I'd rather have too much freedom than get boxed in like on some rental TurboTenant alternatives. And when it comes to pricing, TurboTenant feels really reasonable to me. I wouldn't call it the cheapest, but it's certainly affordable for landlords who value their time. Unlike most alternatives, such as RentRedi, which locks you into a monthly fee, TurboTenant lets you get started for free, which is huge if you only have a couple of properties or if you're new to being a landlord. If you want the paid plan perks, those are there too, but nothing feels forced. What's even more interesting is that they're currently offering a 10% discount promo. So check the link in the description of this video to lock in this promo and see their most up-to-date pricing, or maybe there's a more up-to-date promotion going on. We'll keep it updated with any new information. So if you're sick of juggling spreadsheets, chasing payments, or managing listings across like 5 different tabs, TurboTenant might be what finally brings it all together. It saves time, it reduces stress, and it gives you more control, not less. Check the link in the description of this video to get started with their latest discount and promo.